Hey everybody, happy Saturday. Team, I want to get a video in your hands that you guys can chew on tomorrow, and I would love to touch base with everybody on Monday and see what you thought about it. But I was reading out a book, which is one of my favorites, John Maxwell, Good Leaders Ask Great Questions. I highly recommend you. It's a big book, and there's a lot to chew on in that book. And so I would say I've only made it through maybe like 10 pages of the full book right now because I skip around. It's just the type of reader I am, and I focus on one section, and I really try to get something from that. So anyways, I was looking at it yesterday, and I came to a section that was really interesting, and it says, what is the best way to identify leadership potential in others? And I feel like leadership, it can be a really heavy subject. Like there's just a lot of weight to it. So I'm hoping by breaking this down into 7 things that you guys will be able to help identify not only the leaders on your own team and making sure that you're spending your precious time with those leaders and you don't find that you're dragging anybody along, or maybe you're really trying to work with someone that just doesn't have leadership potential. This is going to help you determine that. But then you can also reflect this back to yourself. Do I find that I am a leader? Am I doing these 7 things as a leader? Because we know that to be training leaders, you have to be a leader yourself. So I'm hoping this will be helpful. I'll be reading quite a bit because it's from the book. I want to make sure I'm getting you guys the best material. But please take a few minutes to just sit down and really digest this. Even write down these 7 things because this is going to really help you in that leadership pillar. So number 1, leaders are catalysts. Every leader, John Maxwell says, I've ever known has ability to make things happen. What are you making happen right now on your team? Or what are you not making happen on your team? Catalysts help create change. Okay, they're not stagnant. They're not always doing the same thing every single day. They're not just doing the bare minimum. They're just not staying level the whole way. They're able to create change, to inspire, to make things happen. So when I see someone who can make things happen, it grabs my attention. The ability to make things happen doesn't automatically make a person a leader, but I've yet to meet a leader, he says, who didn't have the ability to make things happen. Something very interesting to think about. Okay, number 2, leaders are influencers. You've probably heard Christina say this quite a bit before. Leadership is influence. So of course, potential leaders must have the ability to influence other people. Influence is something that cannot be delegated. Every person who wants to lead, and I'm assuming you want to lead if you're in this chat, must possess it at least to some degree. So people who lack an influence typically will have a hard time attracting people to them. They might be people that no matter how much work they do, they just have a really hard time getting joins, maybe getting people to stick with them in the journey. Influence, being able to influence other people, add value to their lives is going to be very important. So, and I believe he gives some specific examples. Yes, he does. So he says, where does influence come from? I'm going to flip this and see it. So, number 1, he says, character. Who are you? Relationship. Who do you know? Knowledge. Who are they? What do they know? What do you know? Communication. How do you connect? Passion. What do you feel? Experience. Where you've been. Past successes. What you've done. Ability. What you can do. So I think this really comes down to like how vulnerable and open are you willing to be on your Facebook as well? Because we know that people are following us. They're not following Plexus, they're following us. So what are you doing to engage with your audience, to add value, to have your passions come across? And how vulnerable are you willing to be? Are you willing to let people look into your life and see the good and the bad and everything? Or are you only willing to put that highlight reel out there? Because I'm finding that I like connecting with the people who are the most real and authentic and aren't afraid to say, you know what, I made a mistake, but this is what I learned. All right, 3 is leaders are relationship builders. So the arrow down at the bottom there. Good leaders like people and people like them. Now we're all different colors, but you can't use that color as an excuse. You can't say, I'm green, I don't like people, I don't really know how to talk to people. Guys, that is going to be an excuse that stands in your way, an obstacle in your way until you decide to overcome it. I could have had all the excuses in the beginning. I didn't do anything on Facebook. I rarely shared anything personal. I was very introverted. I didn't have a lot of friends, but I didn't let those things hold me back. I just learned how to invest in people. I learned how to talk to people. It wasn't easy for me first. I'm very direct. I rarely ask questions, but I knew that in order to be successful, because this is a people business, I had to work in those areas and be intentional. Guys, How to Win Friends and Influence People is a great book. I don't know. You'd have to look up other videos and stuff out there, how to talk to people, but how to make friends. I don't know, but there's tons of resources out there. So do you work at connecting with others? And are you continually looking for opportunities to connect with them? Don't wait for them to come to you, because it probably won't happen. It's your job to initiate, to love on your customers, to love on your prospects, whether they're ready or not to get on Plexus, to love on those people who've stopped taking their products. Guys, that's a hard one, but they could always come back. So continue to love on people no matter where they are in the journey. Speaking to myself. All right, and then that's why you should be selecting leaders with excellent people skills. Yellows typically love people. They have big hearts. They're open to talk. Yellows and blues like people too, just in a little different way. So that's number 3. Number 4 is leaders are gatherers. And I honestly did not know what this one meant at first. So let me share it with you guys. Potential leaders have a quality about them whereby they are always holding court. Other people are attracted to them. They want to hear what they say. They like being around them because exciting things happen. Often these people are funny and entertaining. They just seem to possess the quality of attraction. People like spending time with them. When leaders speak, people listen. So when you speak, do you feel like people are listening to you? When the people on your team that you're working with, when they speak, do you feel like their audience is listening to them? If so, then you or they are probably a leader. And it makes sense, right? We want to be able to have people drawn to us. Now, not every person will be drawn to us. It's just not possible. But the people that you typically attract, maybe it's a certain color personality, maybe it's a certain occupation, maybe it's a certain age group, those people you should typically find commenting, liking your posts, coming on your lives, maybe asking you questions. They're interested in what you have to say. And that's going to be really important, because if we're going to grow a team, we want people to be attracted to us and what we're saying and what we're doing. Okay, number 5, leaders are value adders. You guys have heard this over and over again. And that's what all good leaders do. We add value. We see our role as leader as a means to help others, not just ourselves. You guys, so important, right? This is not about us. This is about serving, loving others, but we know when we do that, in return, it's helping ourselves. It's this double-sided thing. Leaders are givers, and they approach life differently than takers. Are you a giver or a taker? That is a really good thing to think about, because I often identify myself absolutely as a taker. That's something that I've struggled with all my life. But I'm learning to give to others, to give my time, to give my words with communicating with people, to give gifts. I mean, that's what this business is really about, right? It goes way back to our motto, of one plexus and how we are here to serve and love others and help them feel their very best and reach their full potential. All right, 2 more. Number 6 is leaders are opportunists. Is that how you say it? Opportunists? I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. Good leaders see and seize opportunities. Guys, anybody can be an emerald. They seize opportunities. They are continually on the lookout for ways to help their organization and advance their team. Did you hear me say advance themselves? Advance their team. Advance your team. Advance your product users, your business builders, your supporters. Advance them and help your full organization. Leaders, by definition, are out front. What is it that Christina always says? Lead from the front. People will do 50% of what we do. So are you leading from the front each day? Are you doing all that you can to grow as a person, to grow as a leader, to grow as a teammate, to grow as a professional in this company? Or do you feel like you're barely getting by and you're doing the minimum? Because if you're doing the minimum, your teammates are probably doing basically nothing. So keep that in mind. That was a really good thing for me to hear at one point in my business. Leaders take new territory and others follow them. Ooh, that's good. So if something's changing in the company, whatever it might be, there's a new exciting thing, a convention coming up, leaders retreat, people. If you are a leader and you're seizing those opportunities and these people can trust you and they feel gathered to you, attracted to you, they're going to do those things as well. Great leaders don't merely send others out. They lead the charge. They lead from the front. I really like that. They're more like tour guides rather than travel agents. Love, 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 love that analogy. Okay, last one. Leaders are finishers. They take responsibility. They embrace opportunity and follow through. Who has troubles with follow through? It's okay. But it's an area you need to be able to improve to continue growing as a leader. You need to follow through with what you say you're going to do. All right, let's see. They live up to their commitments and they can be counted on to finish. Guys, this could be little things like, hey, Jen, I'm going to follow up with you later tonight with that information. Did you follow up with her like you said you would? Think if someone said to me, hey, Abby, I'm going to follow up and send that article over to you tonight. And then they never did. And then they went quiet for a few days. I'd be like, okay, number one, I probably can't trust them. Number two, they're clearly not interested in my business and my support. But it could also be a big thing, right? Maybe you are helping someone with their sippancy. Maybe you have scheduled a coaching call. Guys, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I have troubles with the bigger follow through. So that's an area I'm still working on. But once we commit, we really do need to commit because other people are relying on us as leaders, as helping them through with their products, being customer service to them, whatever. Make sure that you are following through. Make note of things if you forget. Put it in your phone, calendar, whatever. But follow through with what you say you're going to do. So those are the 7 traits: catalyst, influencer, relationship builder, gatherer, value adder, opportunist, and finisher. So I hope that's helpful for you guys to take a look at the people on your team. Are they truly developing as leaders? Or did you maybe think that they actually aren't? You're reevaluating. But also think about yourself. Am I a leader? Do I fit all those roles? And if you don't, that's okay. Leadership is a big responsibility, but it is something we can continue to work on each day, each week, each month. I mean, I've been on this journey for 2.5 years, and I'm still growing my leadership lid, that lid here. Our leaders on our team cannot go above that lid that we are at. So if I'm not continually raising my leadership lid and intentionally learning and diving into leadership, then none of you will ever be able to be where I'm at. you'll stop at that ceiling. So it's always important to continue to lift that and grow and challenge yourself, because then your people will continue to rise. So thank you for watching this, and I would love for you to message me when you're done, and go ahead and message me which one you feel like you're really good at right now and which one you want to continue really investing yourself in. And I'll run over them one more time so you can write them down if you need to. Catalyst, influencer, relationship builder, gatherer, value adder, opportunist. Don't like that word, opportunist. I don't know. Finisher. Guys, just laugh with me, okay? Okay, so message me your strongest one and your weakest one. And then I also want you to message me after you take a little bit of time. And I'll get back to you guys on Monday, but you can definitely message me on Sunday. But I won't be looking at those till Monday. Message me after you reflect a little bit about people on your team. Maybe it's someone who's silver. Maybe it's someone who's telling you they want to share. Maybe it's someone who's been sharing a while. But tell me if you feel like they are a leader. So maybe list down people who you think are true leaders or working towards leadership on your team. And if you want to talk to me or ask questions about this and say, hey, Abby, I thought this person was a leader, but can you help me evaluate them? I would be happy to do that. So hope you guys are having a great Sunday or great Saturday night. And I will talk to you guys on Monday. Bye.